Coming up on 9 News Mornings, protection for migrants from Venezuela here in Colorado. An immigration lawyer is breaking down what this means. That TV show you've been waiting for might return sooner than you expected. Hollywood is closing in on a deal for its writers. And the brewing industry isn't exactly known for diversity. This year, the Great American Beer Festival tries to change that. 9 News Mornings starts now.
Happy Friday, everyone. Taking a live look outside as we are looking forward to another beautiful day. So glad, and congratulations if you've made it to Friday, everyone. Thanks so much for sharing a part of your day with us.
We're still trying to figure out if we've in fact made it to Friday.
I don't know.
We deserve the congratulations.
Trust me.
All of you do too.
Trust me, I count the days. We've made it to Friday.
We made it, everyone.
Hey, we're looking forward to a nice weekend ahead.
We are final day of summer. But next week is going to feel like summer's still here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll show you what I mean. Let's take a look at what we've got going on right now. We have mostly clear skies, 57 degrees in Denver, but look at the 50s and 60s. Of course, we have that 45-degree reading out at Lyman, 30s and 40s for the higher elevations, near 60 degrees out west. Just a few clouds over northwestern sections of the state today. That will continue. That's the only place we see maybe a shower or thunderstorm with a system to the north. One to the south will spread some clouds over southern sections of the state, and that's really a bit about it. Tomorrow morning, we start with sunny sky, or cloudy skies, and then sunshine as the day progresses. So not bad today. Sunny skies, warm 83 degrees. Now fall arrives, so a bit cooler, more fall-like, more seasonal, 78 degrees, 79 on Sunday. But look at this. Looks like these summer temperatures come right back. Low to mid 80s with lots of sunshine for your Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Ed, thank you. Right now, we want to check in on the drive with a live look for you out here. This is 270 and Vasquez, very light volume through Commerce City. We're seeing the same thing, a quiet start at 225 in Iliff. I-70 and 270, just a few cars out there, and same thing goes for I-25 and 84th this morning. Let's take you to the graphics. It looks like in the last couple seconds here, eastbound I-70 crash we were following that was shut down between Grapevine Road and C-470 has just lifted and reopened. We were following that purple closure on the map. Both sides of 225 in the green through the metro, no issues there. Denver to Boulder Drive on westbound Highway 36 in great shape, under 20 minutes.
All right, Erica, thank you. Well, this morning we now know the name of the woman that police say shot 5 people outside a bar in Lodo. Denver police say there is a warrant out for Kiana Rosenberg's arrest. This shooting happened late Saturday night outside of Dirks Bentley's Whiskey Row on Market Street. Police say the bar wouldn't let her in because of issues with her ID. Then she started shooting at the bar and hit 5 people. All of the victims did survive. If you have any information about where Rosenberg is, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers.
The fourplex that exploded on Denver's South Lincoln Street back in August still hasn't been cleaned up yet. And the city was hitting some pretty big roadblocks because it took so long to find the building owner. A dog died in that explosion, and none of the humans, though, in the building were hurt. Investigators believe that this was a natural gas explosion. Cleanup was stalled because the city requires the owner to have an engineer assess the damages, but then they couldn't figure out who the owner was. The city finally found them. It was an LLC out of Michigan last Thursday. Now the owner has to get a damage assessment and decide if it can be fixed or just demolished. Denver's deputy building official says the owner has been complying, but there are consequences if an inspector is not hired.
We can escalate. There's some other opportunities that we have, like a general violation. We could actually bring them to court if needed. But those steps at this time, I don't see that as a need in this particular case. The owner's working with us. So as long as they get an engineer evaluation, and then that will help them that will direct them on their next steps.
The deadline for a damage evaluation of the property is coming up on next Tuesday.
The Biden administration says that they are granting temporary legal status to hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans who are already in the country. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon is live in Denver this morning. And Courtney, that means migrants in the city are soon going to be able to work legally again.
Yeah, that's right, Jordan. Before the announcement by the Biden administration, Venezuelan migrants had to be in the U.S. before March 2021 in order to receive temporary protected status. Now that cutoff date has been moved to July 31st of this year. So migrants who arrived here before that date will be granted TPS by the Department of Homeland Security. Now, Homeland Security is estimating 472,000 Venezuelan migrants nationwide will be granted TPS, making it much easier for them them to get authorization to work in the U.S. It's a big move considering the large number of migrants who have been arriving in the country over the years. Venezuela fell into political, economic, and a humanitarian crisis over the last decade, causing many people to leave the country. Arturo Jimenez, a local immigration attorney, says allowing more migrants temporary protected status will streamline their way through the system.
And it facilitates so many things, opening bank accounts and, enrolling your kids in school and all those good things. So the employment authorization is really important to many folks.
TPS was also used to help Ukrainian migrants after the country was invaded by Russia. Venezuelan migrants who arrive here after July 31st will not be eligible for TPS, but those who have arrived before that date still need to apply. Jordan?
All right, Courtney, we appreciate your reporting. Thank you.
The International Organization for Migration says more than 43,000 people have been displaced by the devastating floods in Libya. Officials say the lack of water supply is driving a lot of those who are displaced out of the city of Derna, which has now effectively been wiped off of the map when 2 dams broke that sent water rushing into the city. The head of Libya's Red Crescent, an aid organization, says at least 11,000 people have died. There is an urgent need right now for food, drinking water, and mental health support.
A federal court date is set for the former Memphis police officers accused in the death of Tyree Nichols following a traffic stop back in January. Yesterday, a judge locked in May 6th next year as that trial date. Last week, all 5 pleaded not guilty. They are all out on bond under certain conditions. Their lawyers are in talks with the government to allow the former officers to sit next to each other in court.
2 companies that have sponsored Russell Brand say that they will no longer be working with him following sexual assault allegations. YouTube is also preventing the entertainer from making money off of his YouTube channel. A recent joint investigation from various British media found that 4 women have accused Brand of sexually assaulting and emotionally abusing them. Brand denies the accusations against him, saying that they are, quote, a coordinated attack.
The strike in Hollywood could be ending soon. Yesterday, writers and studios went back to the bargaining table for a second day. Members of SAG-AFTRA, the actors union, are hoping that a deal between those groups could lead to their own agreement. Picketers at Paramount Studios say there's reason to be optimistic.
Well, I think it shows progress with the studios. I think the greed may be going away, and they're realizing that they're losing as much money as the writers are. And then hopefully SAG members will be next.
If and when a deal is reached, the strike won't immediately come to an end. Members of the Writers Guild get to formally vote on it, which could take a few weeks.
Rupert Murdoch is stepping down as chairman of Fox and News Corp. The 92-year-old has spent the last 70 years building a global media empire. His son, Lachlan Murdoch, will become the chairman of both companies. Rupert Murdoch plans to become chairman emeritus of the corporations. In a recent memo sent to employees, he said, quote, "The time is right for me to take on different roles." Murdoch is stepping down just months after Fox paid out $787 million in a defamation settlement with Denver-based Dominion Voting Systems.
A new government report says the Food and Drug Administration needs to do more to punish retailers that illegally sell tobacco to kids. The report found the FDA conducted more than 1 million inspections for underage sales of tobacco from 2010 to 2020. Between 2019 and 2020, about 10% of the inspected stores had violations. Most often, a warning letter works. If it doesn't, the FDA can't issue those fines, but the report found the agency has had trouble dealing with repeated bad actors. It also says online sales to kids is a growing problem.